What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today is part 5 of Seabridge, and I am excited to show you guys. This is going to be quite an update video, and we're going to build a blacksmith to end things off. Well, I've already built the actual blacksmith, and but we still got to do the interior and details, and so that's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to build the whole way through. No time lapses or anything. Just want to give you guys more of a feel for the interior and stuff. But anyway, let's get a nice sky view of what's going on here. So as you can see, that temple, a lot of people are saying that's out of place. Well, not for long. I'm still finding ways to, it's going to blend in. And it's going to look good. Trust me. Just give me some time. But yes, I need to work on that for a while. But I really wanted something of this nature, like a Romanesque, Greekish, like ancient-looking, imperialish style temple here. And because I'll explain in the lore later on some other time. But right now, you look at this really fancy building, and you're like, what is that? Well, this is the Imperial Barracks, where the Imperial Legion, which is a company of 120 men, you can look up Legion and you can see, what would typically be in a Legion. I think it's like spearmen, short swordsmen, long swordsmen, bowmen, etc. And this is actually the Imperial presence on this island, because it is between two continents of the Empire, and because it is a bustling Imperial port, the Imperial Senate has has ordered a legion to be stationed here to garrison and protect their hold on the island from brigands or from other lands that would want to take this valuable asset, because like I said, it's between two continents, and a lot of people come through here to resupply and all that jazz. So anyway, yes, that is the that's why it looks so grand and looks really, and it's really different. It's a imperial sort of design, and that's why I made it like that. I'm trying to make all my builds tie together somehow, and even though they're not all in the same world, I want to tie them together. And also, the imperial color is red, so maybe this is like a special tree that the Empire has found, and they use it to further state their presence. And so I made a red tree here, and it's also a Game of Thrones reference, as those weird trees or whatever. Also, I have a guillotine, and it's more of a fear factor kind of thing, and it's right in front of the Imperial Barracks. So yeah, so don't cross the Imperials. And as you can see, the town is coming along. I got a lot, most of, if not all of the currently plotted buildings. I'm going to have a lot more. For example, out here, everything that's between the docks and this road that goes along the shoreline, everything in there is going to be like a shanty town sort of thing, a town on stilts. And that's where all the the poor people are going to be. They don't have land, they live on the ports, and this is where, say, sailors that get stuck here, this is where they live, in these little, like this little shanty town that's along here. Well, it's not going to be too shanty. It's going to be pretty well off, but it's going to be really crowded, and it's going to look good. So looking forward to that. But today we're going to be concentrating on the blacksmith. If you look at the green means the interior is done. So I have one. So that I have the butcher done. That's the butcher right there. That's where all the animals and meat comes from. That is that is actually the dockmaster. That's where the dockmaster is in, the foreman. He's the one that's in charge of all the docking and everything. He lives there. That interior is done. The winery is done. The bakery, we've done that in the last video, is done. And the cobbler is done. That's where they make shoes. And the tailor is done. That's where they make carpets or clothes or stuff like that. That's what they do there. So that is all the interiors I have done so far. But it's really starting to come along. And with the completion of this blacksmith, it's gonna be nice. So I'm actually kind of finished with this interior, but I have a lot to do. This is actually a sail maker. This is where they make like a big, huge roll of cloth, and as people come in needing sails, they would take the cloth, unroll it, cut off a piece that's needed, and then bring it to the ship that needs to be patched up. And then this is a well here. Pretty big well. it's a little close to the sea, so I don't know. I like the placement of that, so whatever. So let's go ahead and get started on this blacksmith, and I'll kind of give you a look around, kind of show you what's going on. This here is the blacksmith, and sort of like it has like a little outer area where the actual smithing goes on, which is right there. You have yourself the forge and all that good stuff. I need a smelter. I'm not sure. Actually, I guess the smelter will be part of the forge right here. So like the smelter will be right there. So the smelter doesn't need to be this big fancy thing. It just needs to be like a little something that you stick in the raw material, and then you pull it out once it's purified or whatever. And yeah, so this is the forge, and we need some coal next to it and stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to add some light in here because we don't want to be building in the dark. So first of all, let us look at this thing, and what I first realized is this is going to have to go down one to there because we can't have the thing like that. So first, whoops, there we go. There we go. And bam, and bam. There we go. Take that out. Let's grab some half slabs, and let's go ahead and start preparing this interior. What I want to do with this video is kind of show you the process that I do to build an interior. And I don't want you guys to just kind of, you know, I want you guys to watch the whole way through. So I don't care how long the video is, we're going to finish the interior of this and we're going to enjoy it. Well, at least I am. Hopefully you guys will too. So yeah, there we go. Now, something that I always want you guys to keep in mind, don't just build a flat ceiling. Always keep in mind to have little things like this. Like in this little section here, we need something like this. Like it's just too flat. You need to have something like that through there to sort of support that up. Maybe a support there as well. So maybe something like this to support the middle of that, because that's sort of like this middle support that hangs on the balance between all that. So yeah, so and the chimney I think is right there. I forget where the chimney is. There's a chimney to this house. The chimney is right there. So let's go ahead and come down here and destroy through there, and that way we have an idea of where the middle of the chimney is. So it's right there, and that's where our fireplace is going to be. There we go. Let's place that back. All right, let's take that down. And now let's go ahead and do something like that. And something like that. All right, so we'll add in some stone bricks, and we're going to make this fireplace here. I think what I'm going to do for this is do that and then do this kind of thing like that, so that we have sort of like that fireplace kind of look there. Now I like to keep things realistic. I could just keep it dirt there, but I want things to keep burning. And another thing that I just realized, I actually need to use netherrack for where the fire is, because if I offer this in a download, I do not think that the fire is going to stay lit. I like to use the smoldering embers, but you know, for download purposes, I do plan on providing a download. So if you guys support me over on Planet Minecraft and continue giving me those diamonds, and if we reach 100 diamonds, I will provide a download. So definitely looking forward to that. I'm actually almost reached 100 diamonds for my courtier project. So guys, again, if you want to support me, you can go over to my Planet Minecraft, which is in my description below, and you can go shoot me some diamonds over there as well. Really helps me out, gets my name out there a little bit as well. As long as I stay on that the front page of the Planet Minecraft, you know, people have a better chance of finding me. So it helps me out, and yeah, and it helps you out too, because then I can make more videos. That doesn't really matter, I don't think. Well, I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna get off that topic. So Not gonna do that. Nah, I don't like fish up there, so we're gonna change that to something more current, like I guess since we're next to the butcher, we can get some meat up there, so we'll just get some sausages and we're gonna call it, yeah, that's fine. I don't want to put anything there because then you might cause problems, but I think I will make it gravel. There we go. All right, so now what I want to do is, now that's on my mind, is I want to make a stairway up. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to destroy that. And we're going to grab some steps like this. And we're going to go up, but that's not going to work, so we're going to have to do that. And we're going to go all the way up. Now, another thing that I want to point out when you're doing interiors is if you have a main floor like this, never, ever make a ladder up to it. Like if it's to an attic, that's okay. But if you're making, make your house big enough to have stairs. Stairs are very, very important. And if you want to have a successful interior, first of all, you need to have it big enough. Like this is big enough because it's a 5 wide section here. And then you have a small modular 3 section. 3 sections are okay for small modular. But if you have a 5 sections are much, much better to work with. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind, because if you don't build in the 5 sections or maybe 7, like 7 wide, 5 wide, you want to try to keep 7 or 5 wide, because if you go any wider than that, it's a little too thick, and if you go any smaller, it's a little too small. Now you could do evens as well, and that's another thing that I did with this town that I'm kind of not proud of. Like I should have done diagonals for one. When I was playing the town, I wasn't thinking about doing a diagonal, so that is my bad. But I hope you guys forgive me for that. But yeah, so hope you guys don't mind too much. But if my next build, I will have diagonals. Trust me. Well, unless if it's, the castle build, I might have a few diagonals. Not sure yet. But we will see. It's probably not best to have a pressure plate there, because I don't know. Yeah, let's have a pressure plate here, just for fun. And we're gonna make it just like a stone pressure plate to imitate that, and we'll have the table as that. And we'll have a little welcome mat. There we go. Welcome to our home. And now we need a little bit of detail up here. So what can we put up there? How about a little bit of firewood out here? Maybe instead of a seat, because I don't know, it'd be a little awkward to sit out here, I would think, because of all the people that come through here or something. So let's instead just put some firewood here like this. And that way it's not so like, because you're sitting here and there's going to be tons of people walking by. It'd be more peaceful to sit on the back porch. So we'll just stick with that. And maybe a lantern. A lantern's like right here. So we'll change that to a lantern, and then we'll have our little thing like that so that it's holding our lantern. And another thing that I'm doing is I'm using lit fireplaces for lighting, because the invisible lighting would not work in a download, because it's not supported typically. So yeah, we're just gonna use lit furnaces, and that way it's gonna be better. Now let's see if we can find a wooden version, or even a basket version. Basket's fine. And we're gonna pretend that's just a basket sitting there, and no problem. And also what I want to do, I want to break up this brick. That's just too much brick for me. So we're going to add in some cobble here and there. We're gonna keep the brick border, but we want to try to break that up. And we'll use some mossy cobble every so often, or maybe even that kind of mossy stone brick. Yeah, I like that. I like this mossy stone brick better than the current one because it just feels like there's too much, but that's Stefan did that on purpose because, you know, sometimes it's better to have more than less in the you know, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Probably you don't, but it doesn't matter. Better you know. Anyway. So I had a great time playing Airsoft tonight. Went up to my brother's place. Or should I say my parents' place. And yeah, there was about 17 people there. Yes, you guys are like, this is random. But it's current. I'm a little tired from it. It was fun. Got all shot up. Alright, so we got to find the right biome that we want to do. There we go. That's not it. Dun 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 dun. There we go. Perfect. Perfecto. Alright, so who lives here? How many people live here? Let's go up here and let's see. One family, young husband and wife. Man works as blacksmith, so it's just a husband and wife, so it's just 2 people. Maybe I'll make it so they have a baby. So let's make a crib in here as well. And we'll make like a spare room for when the kid is born, and because they're gonna probably need a spare room. Oh, come on. I-62. There we go. And let's use, yeah, let's use that, and let's go ahead and put some cabinetry here. Well, it actually might be better to have cabinetry up there. And then let's go ahead and put something like this here. What I call a message board, but it's just like whatever. It's known as a message board. And then the other one is notes. At least that's what I call it. There we go. Got ourselves that. And then let's put a plate of food here. There we go. And what can we put over on this side? Maybe some knives. Knives would be good, I think. I have to go out and fix the walls. There we go. And then what can we put over there? Maybe a small cake. Or whatever the biome chooses for that. Some cheese. No problem. Cheese is fine as well. Alright, so we have this little section here. What can we put there? Well, how about an imperial banner? Since we live in an imperial town, having an imperial banner makes sense. And we can have a table here. That makes sense, I think. Because, you know, you kind of have to make it lay out, you know, in a certain way so that it makes sense. You know, this so far, I feel that this is making sense, you know, having it like this. And let's have a chair there as well. And then what I want to do is add a place up here. So like this. And then this would be an area where they could store more chairs. There we go. So some more chairs are up there. And then maybe a chest down here. So say if they have guests over, they can have a nice little place to, you know, get their chairs from. I feel like this would be a good place for, if only there was like something we could do, oh, excuse me, for like a rocking chair, you know, because I was just thinking that today actually was how cool would it be to have something, you know, like a different kind of seat. You know, we have the same kind of seats, and that's fine. You can use it in as many ways as you can, but there has to be more ways to make chairs and furniture, you know, because some people aren't exactly huge in interiors, and they don't really, you know, care too much. But, you know, I'm a big in interior, so I love to see like all these different ways to do stuff. So what we're gonna do here is actually do this. So that looks like they're chairs, and you can just pull them down. They look like they're separate chairs. Very nice. All right, and what can we put there? How about a cup of water? So some people have been asking, how to do interiors, and so that's why I'm doing this video. It's just like a, let's do an interior kind of thing, and I hope it's helpful to some of you. For some of you, it might not be, and there's other videos that I will produce that you will enjoy as well. But hopefully you will enjoy. But for now, what we are doing is how to build a blacksmith. And right now, it's not really we're not really to the blacksmith part yet. I'm gonna see if I can make in this video like different points of the video where you can specifically jump to that will actually tell what to do. So say all right, so this is the showcase. I'm sorry, I just bumped the mic. This is the part where you jump around or where you go around looking at the build. Then this is the part where we do the interior to the blacksmith and get everything all sorted out that way. And then then I'll make another part where this is actually where you make the blacksmith, and that's where I'm going to do out there or out here is actually do the blacksmith. There needs to be a place because this is also a weapon maker. So maybe up here I'll make the place where they make the weapons and stuff. And now you want to make use of all the room you have. And so this is my typical thing that I do like this. I usually make use of under the stairs. And because if you don't make a use under the stairs, then you have some of this open space and it just, it looks sort of ugly in the end because you don't make use of it. Anyway, we got some hammers and some saws, and that's nice. That'll work. And then here we need to have something. I'm thinking it would be neat to have actually we'll just do this. We'll just put some cabinetry here, and that's perfectly fine. We've got some saws, and so what we're going to do is change this up. I was hoping there was a way to keep the hammers there. Whatever. Can't have everything. And we're going to go ahead and put that there. So say she's making an axe right now. So this is actually where the wife would work. She's the one that would be in here molding, or not molding, but making the weapons. Whereas this guy, the guy out here would be the one that's actually slamming or hammering the metal into its proper fixings and getting it prepared. And then this is where she, the lady, the wife, would be in here actually preparing the weapons. Now, typically, it would be where the guy would do it all. But I'm making this a husband-wife team, so you could do your blacksmith however you want, but this is just how I'm doing mine. So we have some pikes there that were just made. That's fine. It would be so cool to have this kind of thing, like this, the weapon stands, the normal weapon stands, but instead of having weapons, having armor pieces. I would love that. Oh my goodness, that'd be awesome. But again, you can't have everything. And Stefan is really busy with schoolwork nowadays. So if you guys are expecting, provide more, do more and stuff, you can't expect Stefan to do, all that because, the poor guy is, what do you call it? Overloaded with schoolwork. And I definitely understand his position, and I really hope he does well in his schoolwork and everything. But he still will be updating the pack when he can, so don't worry about that. Saw, we already have a saw. We're just going to take that out, and what else can we place here? That would make sense. I don't know why. I just like placing levers every so often. Maybe a little thing of wine there. Maybe a little bucket of something. Oh, I know what to add. Where is it? Not that. Where is it? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where it is in my inventory. Dun 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 dun. There it is. There we go. So what I'm thinking is this can be like I don't know, something in the process of making leather, and you know, there would be, I need to make a tannery because, you know, the leather is, you know, the cows are slaughtered over there, and then this is where they would do their thing over here. I was actually watching a thing on how to make swords not too long ago, and it was really neat, the process. It was a 3-part video. It was a modern, like, you know, it was a modern guy making it, you know, but he was making it in, you know, medieval means per se. I will try to find that video. I can't promise anything, but it'll hopefully be linked in this video. If it's not, then that means I didn't find it. So hopefully I can find it. But then again, either I didn't find it or I forgot to link it. So definitely remind me. If you don't see a link in the description or whatever, yeah, definitely hit me up and we'll see. We'll see what we can do. What can we put here? How about a chest? And what else can we have? You know what I just realized? We don't have a what do you call those things? A bellows. What if we have an invert, like, how do I want to do this? I don't even know if I want to do this. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I can add a bellows into this. We can check from the outside. I'm going to add some more yellow carpet there. Voila. I don't know. I could try in some way, but we're going to get back to that later on. But, yeah. I don't know. You know, once you get a fire, you know, it's, I don't know, because then you would have to get it hot enough. But, you know, it can't always stay hot. I made a whoopsie. So where can I make it? All right, it's gonna actually have to be here. Right like that, and then actually we're gonna do that. I don't know why I'm doing this. And the bellows will have to go there. I don't know how I'm going to represent it. Like maybe it's inside, and he just pulls, he just lifts that lever up and down, and it blows air into the fire. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. That's my bad. My bad. But you know, we can do without, I think. Maybe he's a really, maybe he has special abilities. Maybe he has magic or something. No, I'm kidding. You know, I need coal. Block of coal. And we're going to put some coal right here. And then we're going to pile some coal over here. So this is where all his extra coal will be. Actually, no, it needs to be under a roof. Well, I can make a roof here. So we're going to do that, and then do this, and we'll make the stairs like that. And we'll get a stone brick stair. And make the stone brick stair like that. Okay? Like so. And we're going to grab that over like so. So then you have a nice little overlook there that'll bring in some awesomeness. So by now everyone's like snoring, doing their own little thing. I can understand that. But for those of you that actually are interested, we're going to do the top floor of this house now. And I'm gonna do this try to do it as quick as I can. Well, I guess first and foremost, what we need to do, another thing about doing interiors is, you see how you can see these shingles like that? I like to do this. Even though it takes up interior space, I always want to cover that up somehow, some way, and try to make sure you don't see that in the finished product. So as you can see, I'm covering it up with spruce stairs. Now you can do this however you want, but that's the way I do it. And then we'll do this. We'll make a little pillar that goes all the way up. We'll turn that to that. Whoopsie daisy. I probably just messed that up. Actually, we're gonna place you there. All right, so the parents' room, you know, they're just now, or they're gonna have a kid. They do have a kid. It's gonna be a, I'm gonna make a crib. But say the parents live in this little section over here, and then their kid is going to sleep here. And the kid is going to sleep in a hay bed. So this is going to be the hay bed here, like that. And we're going to go ahead and do this all the way along. And we're going to make all of that into that. So there we go. We got ourselves a little crib where they can stick the baby down into and say, shut up. And that's fine. Now you have some empty space back there, so we got to do that. That's fine. We can work with that. And how about as a... Yeah, I can't do that. Maybe they're not rich enough for that. I was thinking about adding in little glow lights up above it to act like a little toy, but that's like too royal, I think. That's too much for like royalty, because I have that in castles. Most likely I'll have that in my castle, my upcoming castle. So they can have a nice bed. We're going to put some trapdoors on the bed, like so. So let's go ahead and do this first. But before that, I want to add a painting at the head of the bed. This is actually a really cool way to make a headboard. Like, for the longest time, I was like, how do I make a headboard? Well, watch this, guys. This looks like a great headboard. You place your bed there, and you make sure that that stinking works. And then voila, you got yourselves a nice little bed to work with. Put that there, that's not bad. And then put a little chest there for something. Maybe, I mean, it would make sense to have some kind of closet in here. Maybe not in here, but maybe like right here can be the closet. So we can do this. And this can be our closet where some clothes are. And what I make exceptions sometimes as far as the roof is concerned. It's hard to follow the rule all the time, even though I like to, but you know, I would like to have some clothes, and I would like to have a functional walk-in closet. And so there we go. Got ourselves some clothes. Let's put a chest over there, and then let's put that right there. Okay. And then how about a little carpet like that right there. Now let's add a blanket hanging from the ceiling, because the baby's gonna need a little blanket. I like to have some, you know, blankets every now and then. And so these are some very imperial people, so they like to have their imperial banners throughout their house. There we go. And I realized that I don't have pots and pans down here. So we'll put the pots and pans right here. Right like that. Alright, and then we'll change that back. So there we go. We got pots and pans now. With my little weird accent. So another thing that I was thinking is, why don't we have a desk? A little place for our guy to sit and do whatever homework he needs to do. So we'll do that. And all right, so it looks like we just have a little paper like that, which is no problem. I can work with that. And we're going to put our seat here, and we're going to put a sign behind it, and we're going to call that a desk. Works for me. More clothes. Whoop-de-doo. You know, this, I need to make like more wash stands, like more places for people to wash their clothes, and holy cow. There has to be. There we go. Are you kidding me? What? Come on. Be kind to me. There we go. That's what we want. All right. Very cool. Now, what else can we add in here? Some greenery would be cool, but there's really nowhere to add that. So we're just going to forget about that, and we're going to add some trapdoors like this. And we're going to make all those into that, and let's go ahead and add a painting here. Not so big, just a small little painting of some type. Maybe one of the world or of the land. That's fine. Now, what is that a picture of? Is that a picture of Europe? I don't know. It looks like it to me. It works just fine. All right. So let's try this and try that and place some more around like that. All right, so that works. All right, and let's go ahead and grab some buttons and do some random buttons around. And so now, now we need some light. So what are we gonna do for light? We gotta do some invisible lighting. And the only way that we're going to be able to do invisible lighting is by doing stuff like this. So is that visible from outside? I don't think it is. So I-62, we're going to put that there. We're going to have to get a chest now. And we're going to have to put that there. I mean, it's kind of visible, but it's very difficult to make it so that you don't see that. So that's fine, and we're going to put in a hanging light. Where we want to put in the hanging light? There's fine, actually. Yeah. I've seen better. How do I want to do this? I would like to put, I know what I want to put in here. It's just, I can't do it. So we're just going to have to deal with our little issue, and that's going to have to do. And our baby's going to want a candle out here to keep it from feeling all lonely. So a little candle there. And that's without the candle in hand. And how about a little something here? How about a little bit of food storage up here? Some bread. All right. And we're going to have a little message board up here. So this is where the guy would post notes and stuff. Not that one. This one. Yeah. And that one looks pretty good. So that'll do. That'll do, that'll do. And now we got to do in here, and just for now, I'm going to add in some light to the subject. And we're going to do that. And we are going to do some little crates up here of something. Or not crates, let's just do something like that. And what else do we want to put in? Let's add in a trap chest right there. All right, so overall, guys, this has been a really long video. This has been a 40-minute long video so far, and so I apologize for that. Most of you are not going to watch the stupid thing, but for those of you that do, I really appreciate you watching, for one. And for two, I hope you guys learned something. That is the point of this video. You know, I wanted to give you guys a in-depth view of how I think up interiors, and I really want you guys to have learned something. If you have learned something, if you feel like, you know, this has been beneficial, I would love to know. I really want to know if this was beneficial to anyone. And this is actually a lot easier on me because I honestly do not like to edit videos. I much prefer just producing them and putting them out there. And I know it's, you know, you can call it lazy per se, but you know, it's just much easier because my effort goes into building and producing this type of stuff that you guys like to see. And if I can put more effort into building and less into thinking about, you know, how I'm going to do videos and all that, and what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, you know, it's much easier for me to do it this way versus the other way. So I really hope that you guys learned something, and I really hope that it helped out somehow. I just really hope that it all worked how it's supposed to, that audio works and everything works, no issues. That's the idea, that's the hope, that's the dream. Let's get back to, yeah, there we go. But this is a blacksmith, and we got ourselves a forge. We got ourselves, you know, an anvil, a little place to make stuff. You know, this is where they would wrap the handles and prepare the weapons and everything. And I don't even know why I have that like that, but whatever. And so this is a blacksmith, and now let's do this. Voila, very nice. And so yeah, that is the blacksmith tutorial, and I'm hoping that I can put out more stuff like this. I'm hoping that you guys like it. I know you guys aren't gonna watch through the whole thing. I'm sorry to hear that, but I really want you guys to, and I really would like you guys to enjoy this kind of stuff. Oh, I love shaders, and I was having a few OpenGL crashes today, or NVIDIA crashes today, but I haven't had one this whole video, and this has been awesome. So, but if you guys want to see the most of my building progress on this, you know, I can build every now and then a house and show you some stuff. But if you guys want to see the actual progress and, you know, stick with me and support me, head over to Twitch, shoot me a follow, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys there. Guys, if you like this video, please like. Really helps me. It's awesome. Puts my name out there a little more to people. You know, say if you guys have channels and you have lots of followers and subscribers, you know, it helps me, puts me on your channel, and you know, shows other people me, and also subscribe, so then you can see those channels or the videos through your feed, and so then you guys can watch it. You guys know how it works. But anyway, I appreciate you watching. Really hope to see you next time. But till then, bye-bye.